Hello and welcome to my latest new character release video for the 5-star Green Goblin character, Norman Osborn. This has been a very much requested villain for the game for a while now. I think they did a really good job both with the artwork design as well as the skills. He's a really good 5-star. You can currently only get him in the new legendary tokens, not the classic legendary tokens. So let's take a look at his cover. This is New Ways to Die. I can't remember when that came out. I guess that's issue number 568. So I guess around 2009 maybe, 2010. Anyhow, so a lab accident granted industrialist Norman Osborn incredible physical prowess, but also drove him insane, turning him into the Green Goblin. Pursuing a life of crime, Osborn repeatedly crossed paths with the Amazing Spider-Man, locking the two in a deadly struggle ever since. Osborn's diabolical schemes rose him to the rank of director of Hammer, but he still occasionally dons his goblin mask, especially when a certain wall-crawling hero shows up. So, this new character, Green Goblin, he is a black, purple, yellow 5-star. He has, at the lowest level, well, we'll get to the attack strength later, but so I think that in terms of ranking, as you'll see as I play him, he's potentially one of the fastest 5-stars to actually start dishing out major damage. He has less conditions than the other characters, although, like all the 5-stars, he is a bit tricky to use properly. Although that kind of works with his character anyhow. So he's got 3 moves. So his first move is the Goblin Glider. It's a black move with 8 AP as the cost. So essentially, Green Goblin hops off his glider and remote controls its razor-sharp wings straight towards his foe, deals damage, and disables this power and creates a 3-turn black countdown tile which re-enables this power. So this skill, it's basically a spike damage skill. It's very cheap for the amount of damage you're doing, even when he's at his starting level before you even put any ISO 8 into him. He's already able to do 3,000 damage for 8 AP, which is stronger than any of the other 5-stars for any of their easily unlocked skills for that price. The next closest you've got Silver Surfer, who has 7 red AP, but he does a lot less damage. And you have the Phoenix with her red move as well, but it also does less damage, although hers creates strike tiles and Silver Surfer's creates charge tiles, and they don't have a cooldown like this. But this still is the most powerful move without having to act like with Old Man Logan. You have to transform him to start using his moves. Phoenix, you really need to have remember, this is just one cover too. You really just don't have any other character that does as much damage for as little AP with only one cover like this. So the drawback to this skill is you might only get it off once a match. And the reason for that is that if you have that, once you use it, he sends his glider out and it's sitting out there in a countdown tile. If that tile's matched or destroyed somehow, you don't get to use this ability again for the rest of the game. So you have to be very strategic when you use this. You have to make sure there's no easy black matches out there for the opponent to make. And you have to just be very careful about cascades. But it's still a very powerful move, and I'll come back to it in a little bit to show you how it levels up. I want to go over the other skills first, and then I want to show you how he is with just a couple covers, and then we'll start leveling him up more and kind of seeing how he powers up with his best build. So let's take a look at his purple. So this one is really going to take some in-game explanation to show you, but I'm just going to read it for you now. This is a 10 purple AP move. It's called Trick or Treat. Green Goblin cackles as he flings pumpkin bombs at his enemies, the contents of which are certain to be an unpleasant surprise. So he creates 3 turn countdown tiles of a chosen color. The chosen tile's color will determine the countdown tile's effect. So that means this one skill has 10 different effects. So this is the most complicated skill in the game, kind of, and that there's so many possible outcomes. So I'll show you in game, but the obvious results based on what we know from prior color usage is that the red is going to do damage, the uh, green will destroy other tiles, the yellow will create protect tiles, the black will be strike tiles, the purple will steal AP, and the blue will stun. So that's the general impact of these countdown tiles that he's creating. So the impact is much greater depending on the number of covers you have. So we'll come back to that one in a bit, and I'll kind of show you that. And then this unique move, the Goblin King, it's a 9 yellow AP move. It also has a passive impact. Osborn uses his maniacal genius to manipulate those around him. So he reduces friendly countdown tiles by 1 turn. So who is that kind of useful for besides him in the 5-star range? The only other character that currently has a countdown tile, the only other character we have Silver Surfer with his black hole. Speeding up his countdown tile doesn't really do that much. I guess it'll go off one more time, but you're never going to want to use his black hole skill anyhow if you're using the Green Goblin, because the Goblin glider is just so much better in every way possible. So that's not really so useful for Silver Surfer. The other character which this is useful for is for the Phoenix, if you wanted to get her countdown tile to have a better chance of going off. So that is actually kind of useful, but mainly this yellow skill is only going to be useful for Green Goblin's own move, his purple, since he's the one creating countdown tiles on a much more regular basis. So that impact is not so great for 9 AP. It's not really that much worth it. However, his passive is very unique. At the start of your turn, fortify 2 random friendly countdown tiles. Now that amount changes based on covers. Fortified tiles must be matched twice to remove them. So that's like pretty much making it impossible to get rid of any countdown tiles if you don't get rid of them right away. That's important for protecting his Goblin Glider. That's important for protecting his Trick or Treat. It's important for protecting the Phoenix's Revive tile. Really, anybody that has countdown tiles has just become much stronger as a teammate with Green Goblin. They actually, unfortunately, had to nerf certain skills because of the impact of this fortified impact, because the tiles would be destroyed, for example, with the Kingpin's black poke move, where he points his finger and it destroys a tile. That no longer happens. Now the tile just becomes a basic tile, because they were afraid that the fortify skill would conflict with that and not work. That actually made multiple characters weaker, especially with the X-Force Deadpool. But so that's actually one negative. You definitely would never want to use him with X-Force Deadpool because of his fortify. And he unfortunately made other characters that did work with X-Force Deadpool less effective as well. So right now I just want to show him at his... Let's just level him up a bit. We'll level him up to level 315. First I just want to go a little bit slowly just so you guys can have a chance to look at his stats at each level. And unlike normal where I would just bump him up straight to max level, I want you to have a chance to, for anyone that's actually interested in recording stats at each level, to have a chance to do that and kind of get a look at how the leveling up impacts the 5-star characters. So just hang by while I add about 70 levels or so. I apologize for how long this will take, but you can kind of take a look at the black skill and see still not changing, interestingly enough. I guess, oh, there we go. Took a few levels to get any increase. Yeah, it's interesting because I talked about how much leveling impacted the skills as opposed to covers with 5 stars, but as we can see, the leveling is not so even. It kind of bumps up a bunch every 3 or so levels. Kind of strange, but we know that the 5 stars have strange leveling factors involved in their skills and ISO costs. So like right now it's 3,300, so it jumped up by 51 damage. Interesting to see, but so I think this character is really cool. I have him in my non-Sandbox account, and I actually use him along with my other 1 or 2 cover 5 stars. Unfortunately, I've had bad luck and don't have any usable 5 stars, but for PvE, they're great for the first 3 easy nodes. Also, for those that always ask about sandboxing, since I have so many hero points and command points and ISO, this is a Sandbox account. That means that I had to use a hack to give myself additional resources. If you can only do this on Steam, not on your phone, although there might be some way to do it on your phone as well. What I have in the comment section of one of my older videos, many people had asked about it, and I kind of described it there as well as I could, and all the different issues related to it are discussed there as well, so you can go to that video. I believe it's a Scarlet Witch video. So basically what you do is you load up this program called Poke, and then you load up Marvel Puzzle Quest on Steam, and then you use Poke to select Marvel Puzzle Quest, and what you're doing is you're entering a numerical value, for example, how much HP or ISO you have, and then you're searching for that number in the memory of the program. And once that number is located, you're going to Poke, and you're going to first spend some of that resource, and then you'll search again, and Poke will then determine which of those original values it located is still the same. So it's kind of using process of elimination to detect which number is actually changing. So once you find that, once you run it twice, you can take another look, and you might still have 2 left no matter how much you spend of that resource and how many searches you run. So you can just add all the locations, and once you've added all of the locations, you can just, through process of elimination, keep changing the number until it actually works on the game. You have to change screens sometimes, though, for it to actually refresh and show the new number up top. So that's pretty much all there is to hacking. It sandboxes your account if you do this. You can obviously not do this and then play with other people. That would be unfair. I would be very upset if I found out that people were able to do this and play with others. This is only for your own experimentation, or if you just want to play a game with yourself and not with other people. So I think this perfectly legitimate to do on your own. As you can see, I'm doing it. But if it were possible to do this with other people, that would be very unfair and no different than cheating in a first-person shooter by using an aimbot or something like that. So remember, you cannot transfer this impact to your regular account or anything. This is just for fun on your own. So now that we've got him maxed up a little bit, not fully, we can see the impact of adding a bunch of levels has. He was doing around 3,300 or so originally, and now he's going to be doing 4,500. So it's around 1,000 or so more damage for a huge number of levels. So I guess the big bump really does come for the first couple of covers. But let's just take a look and see him in a match. I think this is a good match to kind of see just how well he works against some of the stronger enemies. So he's going to die. I don't want anybody to be surprised by that. He's might be a 5-star, but I am going up against some very strong characters, especially with the hood around. So, let's see, which power do we want to see first? So let's try to get some purple out, since that's the most complicated power. It might be difficult to actually do that, but I will try my best. With the hood around, it's kind of difficult to get powers off. Okay. Hopefully I'll get to survive long enough to actually use a skill. Okay, already up to 9. I'm getting there. And now the hood's going to steal all of my purple AP before I can actually use the move. That's a shame. On the plus side, the hood is dying. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Okay, so now let me just do this. Okay, so this is trick or treat. So let's try to dish out some damage first. So that created 3 red countdown tiles. I got to pick one of the tiles that went on and the others were random. And remember, he's only got 1 cover in purple, and he's doing about 2.2 times 3, so that's 6.6 or so thousand damage for 10 purple, assuming they all go off, which they might not. So not that great at just 1 cover, but still decent. But we don't know if it's going to go off yet. So let's see what happens. Oh, 1 already got matched away. So these tiles are now fortified. Oh, that's pretty cool, seeing these red highlights around them. So, I guess I won't get a chance to try to destroy them myself yet. But let's see if they go off. Let's try to destroy it. I'll see what happens. So it just becomes a regular tile now. Okay, so that was a simple enough move. And let's see what this does. Sends out his glider. High damage move. So yeah, that was pretty simple too. So, oh wow. Okay. So, oh man, now I have no glider, and look at that, 0 now. Can't use it again because it was matched. So, as you can see, you have to be very careful if you use that move. So let's see what this Goblin King does. It actually cannot be used probably because there are not any tiles. So the yellow active part is not so useful. I don't know how useful I really consider this move. Because it doesn't activate on the same turn, even the passive part, which is the part you want. So I'm not so impressed with it. And now Green Goblin's dead. So, as you can see, first off, remember, these are incredibly high-level opponents. So, of course, I'm not going to beat them with only 1 usable character and not having him fully covered or at a higher level. But I was able to take out the hood and dish out some damage. So, you know, it's not that bad. It is somewhat impressive, but still kind of useless. So let's just take another look now and kind of see what happens when he gets more covers. So let's just add on another Goblin glider. He's jumping up from there. Wow. So, okay. And let's just keep leveling him up. So for those that want to see the statistics again, got another 15 levels. And it still has that same lack of progression in the black over here. See, the damage is still the same. I guess it takes 3 or so levels still to see any difference. Maybe even 4 or 5. Yep, I guess 5. Wow. So what? How many levels has it been and it hasn't moved up? Jeez. I am not impressed. Okay. So the black, it doesn't really get much more complicated with level. It's just going to do more damage, and I'm guessing that the countdown tile is going to be a bit different. Let's make him 222. That's usually the level at which most 5 stars start to become usable. So, yeah, I mean, we've had quite a few new character releases lately that are pretty good, after a few awful ones like Venom and the totally awesome Hulk, who was quite possibly the worst character ever added to the game, making Mr. Fantastic look like he's a champion. I have horrible luck, by the way, in my own tokens in my non-hacked account. I have very few 5 stars despite opening probably a couple hundred legendary tokens by now. I just have horrible luck. Everybody else is getting above me, and it's not because they're better, it's because they have better luck than me. It's really quite an unfair game mechanic, basing so much on luck instead of skill or dedication to playing the game. But, oh well, nothing I can do since I'm not willing to really spend the money required to have the luck eventually come in my favor. Okay, let's try it again now. Let's see if I can win this node now with a somewhat stronger Green Goblin. Okay, so I'm going to try with this purple method again. If I can get blacks first, I will, since I can get the glider off and wipe him out quickly. Okay, let's send off that glider. It's pretty good damage, I have to say. And now it's fortified, and I don't have to worry about it getting matched away. So I made it through that very scary first turn. Back to me, my steed. Okay, and now I can use the Goblin Glider again. So, it's coming in handy quite often. Massive damage and all. And now I can not worry about that again. Stupid Red Hulk, always squeezing stuff. Okay, purple, that's good. I want purple and yellow right now. I'm not sure if I am going to survive. Uh-oh. Okay. Phew, thanks for taking one for me, Venom. Okay, got another purple. Good. So, last time I used red. This time, what should we do? We can do blue and try to stun. Let's do that. So, the Green Goblin's pumpkin bombs conceal concussive grenades, inflicting a one-turn stun on a random foe. So let's use this. Goblin King. Okay, these are now one turn faster. And they are protected now. But I only have 2 in yellow, so it only fortifies 2 at a time. Okay. Safe still. So he's stunned. And he's stunned. So the stuns do not stack. However, because of the new mechanic they introduced into the game 1 or 2 patches ago, you will distribute the stuns to an unstunned character. So both of them were stunned from one use. So that's pretty useful. Unfortunately, one-turn stun is not very useful itself. So let's keep going. Let's see what else we can do. Let's see if I can actually win this match. It's going to be pretty close. Pretty close. Just need to get some more purple or black. I don't think I'm going to make it. It's not looking good. Not looking good. Okay. I'm not sure what to do. I can let him get his blue off. I do not have a lot of options left. Ah, crud. Well, it was a valiant effort, I have to say. But I think I have been bested. Huh, that's interesting. The fortify effect remains on the tile after Green Goblin is killed. So, he's definitely getting there, but he's still not quite usable at only 2/2/2. At least not against the elite. So, let's add another couple covers on. And see how he does now. And we can also start to see the difference for the best build to be using in terms of if you should have 3, 4, or 5 covers in a specific skill. Although that's only applicable for the people that spend thousands of dollars on this game. I wonder how many people that haven't spent money on this game have maxed 5 stars. And how much they are playing the game to be able to do that. kind of a weird design though. Does he have like metal in his suit? If you look at his legs, it looks like his pants are ripped. Can't tell if that's a part of the design of his original armor or if he just ripped his pants in a fight. Seeing as how it's on both legs, I'm gonna say he got them ripped in a fight. I'm just kidding. I wonder how they stay on the glider. They might have had that in in the cartoon maybe. I guess he has magnetic shoes or something. The Green Goblin is a pretty bad villain. He killed Gwen Stacy. That's a pretty funny hat. Look how long it is. He's pointing at us. It's kind of hard to throw when you can't move your legs. I wonder how he aims so well. The most recent Green Goblin appearance in the comics, at least up until the current Amazing Spider-Man run, was in the Goblin Nation in the Superior Spider-Man comic. This is when Dr. Octopus had taken over Peter Parker's body. And Green Goblin had his own gang, and he was trying to take over New York City. And Dr. Octopus finally realized he couldn't handle being the superior Spider-Man and let Peter Parker take his body back. And Peter Parker as Spider-Man was finally able to stop the Green Goblin. Okay, sorry for those that don't want to watch me individually level up a 5-star, but I thought some people might gain some useful information from this that they can add into their spreadsheets and kind of calculate how characters scale with levels. I apologize if I accidentally missed any skills by not staying on black the entire time. I hate Green Goblin's purple because you can't really tell what it does until you're actually in the game itself, so it makes comparison very difficult. Okay, let's take him on one more run, and then we're just going to max him out. So let's see if he can do it now. Okay. His match damage is also going to be a lot higher now. Might not have been smart, but I can't pass up a match 4. Okay. Okay, don't have a purple, don't have a... Okay, oh, come on! Give me a break. We're really gonna do this now? Don't match that black? Okay, good. Bye-bye. Sucker. Goblin glider! Away! Okay, that should be safe. Okay, so let's see. We've seen blue, we've seen red. Now let's see purple. What do these do? Green Goblin's Pumpkin Bomb releases poison gas, stealing 3 enemy AP from 3 random colors. So that's 9 AP per countdown tile. That's 27 AP for 10 AP. That's pretty good. Let's try to make that actually go off. Ah, I've been squished again. Okay. Now let's see. Wow. Huh. Oh, I guess the yellow only worked on a couple of them. Well, I've got quite a bit of AP from that trick-aroo. Smack Dakin. And let's throw this out. So we've seen purple, we've seen blue, we've seen red. Let's see yellow. Actually, no, let's see black. And let's speed that up a bit. And it's Green Goblin's pumpkin bombs fill the battlefield with razor-sharp shrapnel, creating a strength 798 black strike tile. That's 3 tiles. That's pretty damaging. So... Huh. You cannot destroy my countdowns. So it creates the strike tiles on black tiles. So that's 798 damage. Adding that on top of the already high match damage is pretty good, but it's not really worthwhile because if you wanted strike tiles, just bring Old Man Logan. And then you're also not going to be wanting to make black matches anymore because you're going to get rid of your strike tiles. So unless you've already lost your Goblin Glider, why would you want black strike tiles out? You're just hurting yourself and preventing yourself from using one of your most powerful moves. So I think the strike tile is completely useless under just about every circumstance unless you've already destroyed your Goblin Glider. The blue is only useful if you need to prevent... I don't know if it really is ever useful. You'd be better off using the purple and stealing all the AP because it takes a couple turns to go off anyhow. So you'd be better off with purple. I won finally. So he just started to become usable at this point. Anyhow, so let's keep going. Let's add another level. It's Goblin Glider. It's jumping up in damage quite a bit now. And he's almost max level as well. So I don't see ever using the black because of what I said before. Protect tiles are very rarely useful, so I don't see using the yellow ever either. It's that you get the same strength protect tiles as strike tiles. The blue, because it takes multiple turns to actually go off, the usefulness of blue is somewhat questionable in terms of stunning. I suppose if you already have enough yellow to make it go off in one turn, then it could be quite useful to stun everybody for a couple turns. But considering the fact that his red is going to be dishing out at 5 covers in purple something like 20 or 30,000 damage for 10 AP, I just can't see any way to justify using blue to stun somebody when you could just kill them all the way with red. Unless you're fighting another 5-star that still has tons of health left. Green, destroying a few tiles, again, doesn't really seem like it's worth it that much. This is going to make the countdown tiles go off quicker. That it will create 2-turn countdown tiles at 4 covers, which is huge because then you can use the Goblin King to make them go off in just 1 turn. So pretty much I think I would always use his Trick or Treat on red or on purple. The stun, the strike tile, the protect tile, and destroying random tiles with green. It's just not worth it. I mean, you're never really going to get enough benefit from it. So I really think that even though it looks really cool having 6 different uses, the practicalness of the move is limited to really only being usable on 2 colors. And even then, I think you'd almost always want it to be on red unless somehow you're fighting somebody that randomly got just below their maximum AP to use a skill in like 6 different colors. So I just don't see it being that useful. It's kind of overkill and unnecessary. Okay, just 2 more covers and then we can have a maxed out and then we can kind of take a look at what's best. So this is just reducing. So the fortify is still the same, it looks like. I would have thought that you wouldn't just be reducing the countdown tile time, but you would be fortifying more tiles. According to this description, at least, you're not fortifying anything else. I'm wondering if the description is incorrect, and if you fortify all the tiles. So, overall, I think the black is huge spike damage, but it's not necessarily a repeatable skill because of the fact that you can match it away and lose it for the rest of the game. Purple, the red does massive damage. I think that's a great skill. The yellow, you're pretty much, it's a good skill too, but I don't know if you get as much benefit from it at higher cover levels. Okay, we're almost done, guys. Just hang with me. Okay, let's just see what happens to the yellow. So it still only fortifies 3 countdown tiles. It's reducing the countdown tiles for every single tile on the board, but it's still only fortifying 3. So how many countdown tiles are you actually going to have out on the board ever? Unless you're using the sentry, you're not going to have that many countdown tiles that you want to speed up. I'm thinking that unless they release a new character that makes use of countdown tiles more, that having yellow anything above 3 is kind of useless. Well, let me just take a look again and see what it does at 3 as a reminder. But You know, it's funny when looking at 5 stars compared to 3 or 4 stars. Getting an extra 2,000 damage in the 3 or 4 star range is huge. But if you look at a 5 star, having 4 or 5 covers, it ups your damage by 2,000-3,000. But who cares when you're already dealing 21,000 damage? An extra 3,000 is not necessarily worth it. So let's just see what happens. Right now, you fortify 3 random friendly countdown tiles. If you... and you're still fortifying 3. And you're still fortifying and 3. So the number of tiles you fortify is going to be 3 no matter what. The only difference that having more in yellow will do is increasing the number of countdown tiles that you speed up. So realistically, you're going to have maybe 4 countdown tiles out at once. You're going to have your Goblin glider, and you're going to have 3 trick-or-treat bombs. So even then, with the fact that you can fortify, I don't know, I think you might get some benefit in having this at 4 over 3, but the others are damage skills. So I just think that you should be maxing out damage. We're going to take a look at the purple skill at the different cover levels first, though. So I want to be able to show you guys the impact of it at 3 and 5 covers. So right now we've got 2 turn countdown tiles. Well, this is 3 turn countdown tiles, so that's the only difference. It just makes there be faster to go off. And if you add another cover, it would just make it would make yellow, red, and black stronger. So let's just see what yellow, red, and black are. Okay, so I hate the hood. I don't like fighting the hood. 326. Okay, let's just try to take the hood out fast. Okay, I'm gonna boost just to speed this up. I'm gonna add some of that, and I'm gonna add some of that, and I'm gonna add some, yeah, what's better, yellow or black? Black. Okay, now let's see. I will take out the hood. Okay. Time to die, Mr. Bond. So, let's see what red is gonna do now. So these now dish out 9,067 per bomb. That's 27,000 damage if these all go off. Ah, man. Still respectable damage and one hit kill. Okay, let's see what happens at adding the next cover. So I really don't think you're going to use his yellow or black ever. So I'm not going to bother showing it. much is my Goblin Glider? 22. I can one-shot him. No more stealing my AP. Okay. Fortified. And there we go. So we did about 9,000 before at 4 covers. So let's see what we do at 5 covers. An extra 900. So it's not huge, but that is an extra 3,000 damage if they all go off. So again, like I was saying before, you don't seem to see that much of a difference between 4 and 5 covers. But who cares? Everything else about the other skills doesn't improve that much, so might as well. And game over. Okay, so it is good that they go off one at a time though, so you can take out an entire team. So let me just show you what his green looks like, just for those that are interested. I don't want to deny anybody. The yellow is going to be the same as the black. It's just going to be a different impact. It's going to be protect instead of strike. This is one of the hardest nodes in the game to beat. At least it was until 5 stars were introduced. Stop stealing my freaking AP, man. Ah, dang it. Okay. Come on. Oh, dang it. Now he's gonna steal my AP non-stop. Okay, finally. Okie dokie. Can't believe they didn't give the Green Goblin green skills. What were they thinking? Okay. So let's see what these green ones do. Yeah, that didn't seem that good. So yep, that's pretty much it. So let's go back and take a look at now that we've done all the fooling around we can. So overall, I don't really think adding the extra to yellow is that worth it. It doesn't help you fortify more tiles, it only helps you speed up more tiles. Under rare circumstances I could see it being useful, but generally not. So I would say it's not really worth it giving up the extra damage in Trick or Treat or Black and Goblin Glider for more yellow. So I think 5-5-3 is his general best build. He is a pretty good character. His match damage is high as 5-6-4. So he's stronger than Phoenix by 14 points. He is still weaker than Silver Surfer. He's going to be weaker than Spider-Man Black Suit, and he's going to be weaker than Old Man Logan in match damage. So he's second to last in match damage, but he still has pretty good match damage. His health, he's got 43,500. Slightly higher than Phoenix. Slightly less than Silver Surfer. Same as Spider-Man, and slightly more than Old Man Logan, except he has no healing. So, and he has no invisibility like Spider-Man, so he's going to be using up health packs a lot more, except for the fact that he also has the fastest, highest damage move in his black. So, I mean, it's tough to really tell, but I have to say that he's probably the second best 5-star after Old Man Logan. In some ways he's better, in some ways he's worse. He's better in that he can kind of get moving quicker with his black. He's worse in that he has no sustainability, and things can go wrong really easily if you have bad luck where you throw out his trick-or-treat bombs and it gets matched right away, or his Goblin glider gets matched after you use it once, and then he's kind of useless. So I think that he's a really good character. If I had to choose between having a max Old Man Logan and him, I would still probably choose Old Man Logan because of the sustainability, but if I had to choose based on just a single match usage, I would definitely choose him. I would not fight a Green Goblin ever in PvP, because one mistake and you're going to get 22,000 damage. There's no way a 4-star team, even boosted, is going to beat him. As opposed to Old Man Logan, all you really need to do is leave him for last and keep him from transforming, and you just have to worry about match damage pretty much. Or you can stun him a bit. But Green Goblin's just scary with his black. On the other hand, his purple is going to be useless under the AI because they're never going to use it on red, most likely. So, I don't know. I think that for using him, he's probably second best 5-star. Under the AI, I don't think he's all that good. I think he still is going to be better than Phoenix and still better than Spider-Man, but he's probably tied with Silver Surfer for usefulness after that, under the computer's hands. Who is he a good teammate with? Well, he's got yellow and black active, so you wouldn't really want to use him with Old Man Logan, probably. Silver Surfer, you've got a red and blue, so maybe. I still probably wouldn't use them that much together. Spider-Man, you've got a blue and a green, so you could use them together. And that'll give you some more match damage in case you can't get the AP you want quickly enough. You've also got Phoenix, who has a red and a green, but you're not going to be using her green that often. So there's not really any great team-ups with him in the 5-star land right now. He's still pretty good, and I don't know, some other people can maybe come up with some better team compositions. Write down in the comments section what you think the best team compositions are. But anyhow, I think this video has gone on long enough. Sorry if I've rambled on a bit. So stay tuned for more videos, and I hope you enjoy.